I'm Jesse, and I'm 15, and I go to Grove, and this is my testimony. So I've been in this church ever since I was little, but I don't think I fully understood what it means to be a Christian and to live my life with God. I've come to know God a lot better this past year, and I think it's amazing how He's changed my life. Before I truly accepted Christ in my life, I depended on myself a lot. I thought of myself as a pretty good Christian because I read my Bible and I came to church every week. But it was all part of a routine. Everything in my life was going well, and I felt like I had total control of my life. It was easy for me to believe in God when everything was going so well, but I didn't truly understand His love for me. I only thought about how He could help me, and not how I could live my life to glorify Him. My focus was on me and not on God. I mostly focused on school and guitar, and I had an organized life, but I've come to realize that nothing really matters without God in my life. God showed me that through an injury I had last year. I was preparing for a competition for classical guitar, and I started to feel pain in my forearms. I didn't think too much about it at first, and I played through it, but the pain got so bad that I felt like I couldn't play anymore. I prayed about it, hoping it would get better, but my prayer was all about me getting better so that I can go compete. They were pretty selfish prayers, and I don't think I ever prayed thanking God for everything He's given me. It was a hard time for me because I had always tried to control my life, but my injury was out of my control. When I look back, I think that God may have been trying to take away my fight. My injury didn't get better, and I went through a lot of struggles. The pain would come and go, and some days I would feel fine, and I would believe that God was with me. But as soon as the pain came back, I started doubting God. This cycle lasted for about half a year, my conditions getting worse. And the person that helped me through this was my mom, who was very encouraging throughout the whole thing, keeping a very positive view. She kept telling me to pray and believe in God. She set a good example for me by reading her Bible every morning and listening to sermons. I started to see God work in her and see her change. I wondered where she got her patience and energy. However, I still refused to trust God. I felt really angry and frustrated that I couldn't get better. My mom would try to share with me about God, but I didn't feel like she understood what I was going through. There was one week in particular that was really bad, and I couldn't move my arm. I couldn't sleep that well, and my arm was constantly in pain. On one of those days, I felt really weak and powerless, and I started praying. While I was praying, I realized that I never fully trusted God and gave my life to Him. Something changed that day. Before then, I've been really stubborn. I felt like I can get better on my own without God's help. But that day, I prayed to God. I repented, and I put my trust in Him. I felt a lot better after I put my trust in Him, because it felt like I'd taken away like a burden and given it to God. And I felt like I didn't need to worry about my problem, because God was there to help me through it. Since then, I've been slowly letting go of some of the problems in my life and handing them to God. I feel really blessed to be able to do things that I would have taken for granted earlier. Simply being able to sleep well or not being in a lot of pain is something that I'm really thankful for. Whenever I pray, I feel at peace because I know God's watching over me. I'm not as stressed out as I used to be about life because I know that God has a plan for me. Reading God's Word helps me get through my day, and it's comforting to know that I have such a great God who cares about me. And even though I haven't completely recovered from my injury, I know that God is with me. When I look back on all the pain I went through, I realized that God wanted to have a better relationship with me, for me to take a step of faith. And now I know that God has a reason for everything that happens, and although I might not see it right away, it's probably a blessing in disguise. Thank you.